Hello, Aries. All right, Aries, let's get right into it. Let's get into your reading. All right, Aries, let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards, Aries. Let's see if we can get some good news for you all. This is going to bring us to, let me see. If you're watching the video on the 22nd through the 28th, yep, through the 28th, we're going to bring you into this we're in the last quarter moon in this wolf moon cycle. We had a wolf moon on the 13th of January 2025. So this is going to bring you into close out this cycle. Let's get into it. Let's set the tone for your reading. All right, talking to you wherever Aries is in your birth chart. Today will be better than I expect, right? Speak it into existence. Put it out there in the universe. Today will be better than I expect. So put it out there in the universe. Put it out there into the universe. That's right. Oh, let's get a number. Let's get an angel number card first. Let's do that first. Let's get an angel number card. Speak it out, and put it out into the universe. They will be better than you expect. They will be better than you expect. So you never know how it's going to be better than you expected. So you're just putting it out there. You just put it out there to you don't know how it's going to be better than you expected, but you just know that it's going to be better than you expected, right? So you're just depending on source. You're not depending on people bringing you a bunch of gossip. People who are familiar spirits bringing you gossip. Well, I heard this and somebody told me that because somebody's planted in listening and gossiping. You're not going by that. Oh, okay. I can't wait to hear so and so. So okay, got it. Okay, I know I heard such as. So it's saying, no, nope. You're trying to hear something from source, from the creator. 222, trust fall, right? So your angels ask for you to trust your place in life right now. You are in the right place at the right time. It's time to take a look around and enjoy the moment. So everything is where it's supposed to be. Think of one thing you need to let go of so that you can enjoy the moment. Give that thing gratitude, then send it off into the universe. So picture it evaporating into the air. It's no longer something you need to give concern yourself with, right? 2 is a number for peace, right? So it could be like 3 situations that and I'm talking to you wherever Aries is in your birth chart. We see that number 3 come out a lot. It could be 3 people, places, or things that people have been talking about. 3, when you turn it to the side, numerology looks like lips, right? So somebody could be inspired to be talking about 3 people, places, or things, right? So source is saying, let it evaporate into the universe. If it's not serving your highest purpose, release it. Release it. Because you're trying to make room for something that's better than you expected today. It's something else you prayed for. You're saying, I'm not making room for anything that's confusing. If somebody don't have the full clarity on something, I'm not making room for gossip. That's what keeps people in trouble. I'm not making room for gossip. I'm making room for something I pray so I can hang my hat on that source brought to me, right? Let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what's going on here. That's right. Let's get some goodness going on here. You waiting on some gossip and wrong. Raise your frequency. Raise your frequency. You waiting on something else, some good news to come through, right? Here we go. First card out the deck, Judgment, right? So it's something that is you're going through some kind of a metamorphosis. You're going through a very powerful transformation. That's the good news. Everybody's going through a very powerful transformation. The Judgment card connects us with Pluto, which is the outermost planet, and the Pluto is actually in Aquarius right now. So that's a humanitarian zodiac sign. So Aquarius is one of Aquarius's ruling planets. Uranus is retrograde. That's the full card. So source is saying to you, what you're doing is you're waiting on something is better than you expected, because you're saying, okay, you're closing out cycles of, like I said before, you're trusting where you are right now. You're saying you're just in gratitude. If it does, something doesn't, people, places, and things, if they don't serve your highest purpose, whoever, it doesn't matter what the zodiac sign is, don't matter who it is, if it's a job, again, People, places, things doesn't serve your highest purpose, you're saying, I'm giving it a proper send off into the universe. Proper send off in love. I'm sending it off into the universe in love. You're not obsessed with something. So even if you're around people who are obsessed with something, you're like, okay, that doesn't concern me. You already moved on. And I'm talking to you whatever Aries is in your birth chart, not just your sun sign. A high vibrating Aries is a strong leader. You're not following behind somebody who is obsessed with something, right? That's unhealthy for your growth, where you feel powerless. You are at the highest frequency. You have amazing self-confidence that people will think is arrogance. It is not. It's self-confidence, right? You have confidence in source, the creator. Positive energy. You're brave, creative. Person who is courageous, determined. Someone who is confident, enthusiastic, optimistic, and passionate, right? Where does confusion fit in? Nowhere. Nowhere, right? So let's go. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, so trust fall, right? Trust fall. Yeah, so your angels ask you to trust your place in life right now. Trust where you are. Trust where you are on your journey in life right now. Just trust source, right? Right? You're about to feel like you have a whole new lease on life. You're getting a message that's coming through. Source is about to give you a whole new lease on life, right? Yeah. I see you making divine connections. This is harmony. Divine connections, being at peace. I feel like somebody may have been overwhelmed, in the past. There could have been some energies in your life in the past where you felt overwhelmed. Excuse me. Yeah, you could have felt overwhelmed by some energies in the past, but not anymore. Just a belief system. You could have believed some toxic things that you heard sitting around a table with some people. You could have heard some things and it was just very toxic. You listened to some stuff and, this kind of thing. Disconnection, family trouble, struggling relationships, some kind of misalignment you may have heard. But what you're praying for now and what you've been praying for is inner happiness, harmony, alignment, fulfillment, divine love, happy relationships. And that's what I'm seeing here for somebody is, again, feeling like you have this whole new lease on life. That's what you prayed for, right? That is what you prayed for. And that's what you're focusing on. You're not focused on anything else other than that, right? So, yeah. That's where somebody's going to feel nurtured. Remember, there's no gender here. There's no gender in tarot. So I see you having a soulmate in these spaces. You're a fire sign, and you've been needing to be around energies that are compassionate, are nurturing to your spirits, like pouring water onto your fire, calming that anxiety down some. And that's what you've been praying for. So. And some of these energies could be younger than you are, but for you, that's what you've been praying for. Somebody's been praying for you to feel like you have this whole new lease on life. Those energies, you feel youthful around those energies. You don't want to feel judgment, weighed down, like you are responsible for bullying energies. You're trying to raise your frequency. You're trying to raise your frequency, right? You're trying to go to a higher, you're trying to aim higher, right? And so that's why somebody's going to feel youthful, like like a kid again. You don't want to carry around, feel like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. And so when people ask for this new lease on life, yeah, you can't turn back the hands of time and change your age, but you can certainly feel youthful because, again, it's the energies that Source puts you around. Source will start to remove people from your life at first as an adjustment, but then Source will say, okay, let me put some people in your life that's going to really help you balance some things out. They're not judging you. You won't feel judged around them. You don't have to explain yourself. You can just be you with the work that you've done in the chapter of your life where you are right now. So this is where you are. So you can build. This right here, you can build. That's what's going to be mirroring for you and someone else. So it looks like you and somebody who is younger than you, y'all have that in common. There's you and somebody who you may have felt judged by them. They may have felt judged by you. That's where the conversation can end. That's where it can end. This right here, 3 2s right here. That's where you may have felt like somebody said something about you behind your back that you may have felt like, and vice versa, right? You may have felt like they said something about you, or right, y'all know what I'm saying, vice versa, right? But source is saying it's time for this split to happen. You go your way, they go theirs. It's all love. Keep your vibrations high. You're gonna be in your divine connection group. They're gonna be in theirs. Their spirit's being fed, poured into. Yours is being poured into. Yours is being nurtured. Theirs is being nurtured. No shade, no contamination, no nothing. You move on. Move on. Your cycle is up in their lives. Their cycle is up in yours. Move on. It's all love. Keep your vibrations high. Anybody that's trying to bring any contaminants into that, oh, have you heard from so and so? Did this so and so say so? Move on. Move on. Move on. Right? Talk about something else. High vibrational. This 3 right here, lips, looks like lips. Talk about something else. Inspirational. Because you're not trying to invoke any nightmares. Find something else to talk about. Because if you don't, you need to find a new group of people. Yeah. That's how your wishes are going to be fulfilled. That is how your wishes are going to be fulfilled. Because somewhere in these groups, you don't know who you're triggering. So, for example, what I mean is to kind of slow it down a little bit, because you could be around energy vampires who are motivated by gossip, and you don't know it. A lot of people don't know that. You could be talking to a mother who has a son who you could be, and you have an issue with. You could be a woman who has an issue with a husband, and you can be calling him a mama's boy, and you can be talking to a woman who has had an issue with her daughter-in-law, who you just made an enemy and don't even know you just made an enemy in the workplace. You could just be pouring out right here. You pouring out to somebody, and they looking at you like, this reminds me of my daughter-in-law, or vice versa, son-in-law, right? So source is saying keep it high vibrational, close out the cycle, move on, pray about it, talk to source, journal, and move on, because you prayed to feel youthful again, to be around energies that's not going to judge you from your past or make you feel like you're responsible for them being bullied or them being, mistreated in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Move on. That's how your wishes are going to be fulfilled, and that's how justice is in your favor. That's how you're going to protect your peace from energies who are obsessed with judging you. It's 2 energies that are obsessed with judging you. They're saying to people that you are the reason why they've been bullied and pushed around in life. You are the reason for this. You are the reason for that. As if one human being is the reason for everybody's successes or everybody's failures in life. That is impossible. So source is saying you don't have to carry that weight. Raise your frequency. Yeah, some people went down a rabbit hole. Yeah, some people went down a rabbit hole and they did a discovery. People went down a rabbit hole and they did a discovery. They're just saying, certain people that you think are judging you may not be judging you at all. So you can move on, right? Here we have, you can break a karmic cycle. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. The source is about to speed up some things for you. Source is about to speed up some things for you. Just kind of sort of in terms of you breaking some kind of a karmic cycle. That's why today is going to be better than you thought today was going to be, right? So somebody's going to be an open book with you. Somebody's going to come to you, tell you some things, and they're going to be an open book for you. So that's how your wishes are going to be fulfilled. Somebody's going to share something with you. Somebody's going to share something with you. Here's the Hierophant card. Somebody who may have felt like they were walking on eggshells before. It could possibly be a let me see. Yeah, so somebody could be bringing some information to you about something that you may feel like, for them, You may have been feeling like you're walking on eggshells about something, right? So a Capricorn may be talking to you about something. A Capricorn may be talking to you about something very soon. They may be an open book and sharing something with you about something soon. They may have keys to something, like, and I don't mean like physical keys to something, but they may have keys to something that's going to give you peace. That's going to give you peace. That's going to give you peace. You and somebody peace. Right? Here we have the page, and so a message. Basically, they could be giving you a message as a energy. They could be giving you a message about them going through a rebirth, like kind of sort of stuck between two energies that's been causing them to go through a rebirth. Like they're in survival mode. Something about their energy could be, the message is not always in a verbal way. If y'all look up like the types of messages, it's not always in a verbal. It could be just their tone of voice. That's why you got to kind of sort of calm down. That's why being around sacred and divine connections is very, very, very important. If you're around a lot of distractions, you'll miss a message. You'll completely miss a message. But somebody basically tell you that they're around salamander energy. Spiritually, that's about a rebirth, right? Somebody could really be trying to give you an idea. Page energy is messenger energy. So they could be trying to give you a message that they can't speak freely, or that they can't, they got people who are, watching, listening to every little thing that they're saying, whatever the case may be. They could be trying to tell you, but just them feel sound like they're walking on a tightrope, but if you're around a bunch of, toxic energies, and you haven't gone through a rebirth, and you're not in this seeing the light and dark of the side of snake energy, you could think they're being sneaky. You go, oh, they're a snake, they're this and that. If you're around those type of energies all the time, it's something in your spirit should be exhausted by now, and that's for one. But if you can't see that the snake was not only used in, for instance, the Garden of Eden to tempt Eve, that same snake was also used in the staff, Moses' staff. It's a snake. We're talking about spirit, right? That the Creator created. So it's just saying that something has to, then the two snakes on the medical symbol, good and evil. So it's just saying you're gonna have to go through this process of being able to see the good and evil, the light and dark, seen, unseen, known, unknown, what was concealed, what was revealed, in everything, duality. You're gonna have to go through that yourself, looking at everything. Some people who are meek let source fight their battles, and some people are in survival mode, feel like they got to fight their own. So it's just saying to you, you're going to have to step through that. You got to know when people are trying to give you a message, and just the way they're talking to you. Somebody's trying to give you a message in the way that they're talking to you. That's what's saying. That's how you're going to be at peace with yourself. Some energies, these two cards right here are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics, right? But there's a dark side of Venus, vain, vengeful, green with envy. So if you're talking to somebody and they're trying to give you a message, and all your mind is like, or you're focusing on how you communicate, which is just say it, just say it, just say it. Why don't you just come right out and say it? And they're trying to tell you. Somewhere in your spirit may have to go into some of these crime shows you watching on TV, dispatcher mode. Oh, this person is trying to tell me in so many ways. They're not really ordering a pizza. They really trying to tell me somebody is there. Or you have to go into that mode instead of just being sitting in front of a television, just under programming. You're going to have to go into, I need to be in receiving mode of what they're saying. We're reading between the lines. Page energy, Page of Swords, Page of Wands energy, divine masculine energy. The divine is trying to get you a message. But again, a lot of it has to do with your portal being around the types of energies that you're around. You want source to send you harmonious energies. So you're not just seeing the negative in people, you're seeing the good in people as well. There's some energies who need your prayer. They need you to be in prayer warrior mode. So that's what I'm seeing for you. That's how you're going to feel like you have a whole new lease on life. You're actually saying, okay, I'm replacing something. Source is putting energies in my life. First of all, I'm making peace with whoever you felt like was making you responsible for all the burdens in their lives. That's one, okay? So you're moving on from that. That's a karmic way of thinking, okay? They making me responsible for every bad thing that's happened in their lives. I got to move on from that. I've got to make peace with it. That don't even make logical sense. How in the world can you, one person, be responsible for every horrible thing that's happening in somebody's life? Just like how can you be responsible for every good thing happening to somebody? You're not their God. That's one. That's the first thing. So you're going to have to make peace with it internally, because you can't control what other people think. That's one. And then another thing is that you got to be responsible for making room for these divine sacred connections, because I do see somebody, source, sending those connections to you in a form of soulmate energy, kindred spirits coming across your path. So a lot of your wishes are going to be fulfilled when you, as a leader, a very strong leader, you are not just leaders, you're strong leaders. You're the first sign in the zodiac, so you don't have a problem taking a leap of faith, springing forward. High vibrational Aries, springing forward. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. Remain in that strong leadership, but also recognize the dark side of Venus energy when it comes to energies that are green with envy. And I don't want somebody to harp on this. Go straight to the negative, because I showed you the light side of Venus energy. That's love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics, right? You're pleased and you love the life that you have, and you're not afraid to say, I love the life that I have. That's confidence. Source gave you this life. But the dark side of Venus is in energies, you're holding space for energies who are green with envy for your life. They're showing you that they're jealous of your life, and you still somehow keeping them around. They don't even know what you had to go through to have the life that you have. All they're looking at is the nice house, the nice cars, that your kids may have graduated from certain schools, or that they have nice this and that. That's all they can see. They don't see the sacrifices. So Source is saying to you, the sooner you learn how to close out these cycles, the better off you'll be. That's how you are going to balance it out. That's how you are going to balance it out. Because you have already dealt with vain, vengeful, green with envy spirits already. You've already dealt with that. That's so in the past for you. We're in a whole new year. We're just in the first month of 2025. That should be left back. That's the year 8. That's a karmic number. So yeah, a lot of your wishes are about to be fulfilled, and you're gonna be so grateful that some things are behind you, because that's what Source is putting in your life: harmonious relationships, where people are not gonna make you feel responsible for every horrible thing that happened in their life, for their marriage breaking up, for their friends not wanting to be friends with them anymore, for their goldfish jumping out the bowl, for their tire being flat in the morning, for the coffee burning. Like they blame you for everything. Like for real. Like close out the cycle. Close it out in love. Here's a Temperance card. Raise your frequency. See it from a higher frequency. Some people just need to do some internal spiritual work, and that's it, and that's all. Right? So yeah, moving forward, you're learning how to pour into yourself. You're learning how to pour into you. Some people are going to think it's selfish, but hey, it's a form of self-care. If you're not going to do it, who else is? It's a form of self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You will literally be completely on dry from energy vampires, and they will say that you're still not doing enough. You'll be completely dehydrated, and they will still say you're not doing enough. You could be in the hospital on an IV drip, and they will say you're not doing enough. Like, I mean, what kind of... So, Source is saying, Source is about to put you around divine connections. So it's your time to feel youthful again, you know, for you to get on your throne. You've already been there. You've already bought into other people's fairy tale. You already bought into other people's... And it was a nightmare for you. Stop draining yourself. It's time to be spoiled. Spoiled rotten. So that's what I'm seeing. And that's somebody from the other side telling you. Somebody from the other side is like, listen, it's time for you to be spoiled, for real. It's time for you to make this power moves right here. Time to close out the cycle. Yep, it's time to close out the cycle. Somebody has a okay. This is from somebody who is no longer alive, and it was from a person who drained you dry, literally emotionally. They drained you while they were here on the other side. Sometimes that's the way it works, though. Aries, somebody who died, so we're crystal clear. Somebody who died when they were alive, they drained you. They were an energy vampire. They drained you almost of like your best years. Y'all hear that on the line saying, oh, this person took this person's best years from them. That's what it felt like, right? So you may have missed a lot of things trying to pour so much into an energy who felt like they couldn't, no matter what you did, you couldn't nurture them enough. Like it just wasn't enough. It's like a never ending well where Lassie was looking down the well like, okay, what are you saying, Lassie? What in the world? You can't do enough, right? So they're saying from the other side to you all, Aries, you know what? They apologize. They're literally saying from the other side, now that the relationship is over and they're on the other side. And sometimes they're saying it once they're away from you, because a lot of people were like, I wonder if a person, now that the relationship is over, I wonder if they're really sorry. You got two situations that's going on with you and somebody that's younger than you. So I feel like I'm talking to an Aries sun, but I also like a sun sign Aries. I don't mean a man necessarily. I'm talking to whatever your gender is. It doesn't really matter. But I feel like somebody's sun sign is Aries, but I feel like Aries is also in somebody else's, somewhere in your birth chart, cross watcher. So I'm talking to two types of Aries, even though wherever Aries is in your birth chart. For one Aries, I'm talking to an energy who experienced energy vampire excuse me, while they were alive. This energy, it was like you were literally walking around like a zombie, like you were walking around like the Walking Dead, because they drained you so much you couldn't even take care of yourself, that they were that draining. Somebody was dealing with a narcissist to the nth degree while they were alive. So when we talk about narcissism, we're talking about somebody who did not want to get help. Because I believe everybody has gone through some kind of trauma. We can't determine what degrees of trauma. But somebody was dealing with somebody who was just did not believe in therapy, didn't want to get no kind of help, was so literally drained and then made everybody else responsible for their toxicity while they were still alive, right? So source is saying, go and live your best life. Somebody got an issue with you living your best life where you are in life right now. They don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know what you went through. But other people who know what you've been through can tell your story. They can say, oh yeah, they went through that. They should be living on a beach somewhere, just soaking up the soaking up the sun, laid out somewhere relaxing. They shouldn't lift a finger to do anything. So there's a lot of people who really want you to be poured into, for you to be spoiled, because they saw you go through stuff. That's one. Somebody else, their energy is still alive, but they don't have a choice. They're in a karmic cycle right now. They wish they had listened to you. They wish they're in a karmic cycle right now. So they're in a death in a different way. Their karma has been, they have to go through a karmic cycle because they didn't listen. That's their death. And it's not in a physical sense. It's not in a physical sense. If I took it deeper spiritually for somebody, you and somebody are going through a parallel. Y'all going through a parallel. See how this person right here is in between these salamanders right here? You and somebody are going through a parallel. Y'all, I'm telling you and somebody are going through this at the same time. You and somebody is going through this at the same time. but something has been fulfilled already. You and somebody have had the same dealings with the same type of a spirit. They may have had the same exact birthday, maybe a different year because one is transitioning, one is not. They may have had the same birthday. I don't know who I'm talking to here, but the same type of vain, vengeful, green with envy type of a spirit. But one is no longer physically here on this side of the earth, like this side of the earth. Their spirit has ascended. They're saying, listen, go live your best life. You deserve it. But so is the other one that's still alive. That relationship is over. They're saying, just go ahead and, you know what, I got to go through whatever I got to go through. I should have listened. I don't know why I was so hard-headed and did some kind of injustice to you. Go live your best life. You deserve it. Same thing. Same. And all people just wish you the best. Move on. Yeah. There's no I in team. There's no I in team. You're about to get an increase. I'm telling you, about to get an increase. About to get an increase. Somebody's about to be, because again, talking about strong leader. You're about to be a strong leader in a job or something. You're about to be a strong leader in. And see, people have retreated. They have moved on with their lives. See this right here? You can take one last look back. Somebody else can take one last look back. Because, again, they've moved on and so should you. It's all, I'm telling y'all, it's all love. For real. It's all love. You and somebody had to walk the same, because that's how much of a soulmate y'all are. Y'all have walked the same. It's like you, if you're a parent, it's like you gave birth to yourself, for real. In that sense, you gave birth to yourself. So that's why you can move on. So yeah, it's your time. It's your time to really just live your best life. You're about to feel younger again. Yeah. So you're going to let source fight your battles from this point forward. You're going to let source fight your battle from this point forward. Yeah. Both you and somebody have been in the presence of master manipulators. And it's brought both of you and somebody to a level of emotional maturity that at this point, y'all won't be fazed by anything. For real. Yeah, there you go. Brand new spirit. Brand new spirit. Move on. So I'm looking at your cards. And just only hold space. Today will be better than you expect. Only hold space for clarity. No more confusion. None whatsoever. If you was confused about something else, I'm telling you, no more energy vampires. Something has brought you to a place of complete and total clarity. So spend time with friends. That's what you be doing. Spending time with friends. Because the cycle has ended. Cycle has already ended. There's something has been fulfilled. Spend time with friends. But somebody who was an energy vampire while they were still alive in your life, for somebody, they are basically like, they are at peace because they're at peace. They finally at peace. They are resting in peace finally. Yeah, so work through your fears. Work through your fears. Work through whatever your fears are. If you know the nature of a scorpion, they will sting itself to death. It's a death card right here. It'll sting itself to death. So, source is saying to you, but somebody who transitioned they're sending you a message from, that's why you got a death card up there, but somebody who transitioned, you were nervous about something, but somebody who drained you, they drained you, for real. They drained you dry when you were alive. I mean, when they were alive, excuse me. They were just, oof. So don't be afraid to live your best life. That's what I have for you. And also for somebody else, the person is still alive, but they're basically saying you can move on with your life because they let me see. Yeah. Either it's three scenarios here. Yeah, you got 1, 2, yep. It's three scenarios. Anyway, so whoever it is, live your best life. It don't matter. Live your best life. But yeah, you got an energy that's in the mix who is creating a bunch of toxicity. Somebody is in your life now is creating a bunch of toxicity around a situation. They don't really even know the truth about something, but they're creating a bunch of toxicity in something that they don't really know, that they really need a deep cleansing, emotional cleansing from themselves. But like I said, you'll see. That's why. So it's saying when the conversation is, you want to make sure you're not around energies where they're contaminating your ear gate and eye gate. You want to make sure you are at peace within yourself and you feel fulfilled within you, that you're not getting energies that's bringing a bunch of toxicity to you. But that's what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful to somebody. But I feel like it has been, because you all are highly intuitive signs. Yeah. Let me see, make sure we got all this going on. Yeah. Scorpio has been coming up a lot in people's readings. I hear a lot of stuff. People say stuff about Scorpios. And I speak very highly of Scorpios, but maybe because Pluto is in Aquarius and that Scorpio's ruling against a judgment card. And you and Scorpio actually share Mars, which is the Tower card. So somebody may need to be in heavy prayer. Somebody may need to really be in heavy prayer right now and go to source for complete and total clarity on everything. Yeah, sacrifice. Yeah, so sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love, right? Pluto is a planet of obsessions. Pluto is a planet of obsessions. And that's what's kind of hidden in Pluto. Pluto is a planet of obsession. So somebody could be obsessed with somebody in the physical sense, right? When you could know the truth about a situation. But source is saying to you, listen, it's time for you to have a whole new lease on life. For real. Like, people who know you, know you. And I'm talking about in a high vibrating way. I'm not talking about anything negative. People know that you've gone through a lot of sacrifices with somebody who, when they was alive, they literally was a cold-hearted, love to see people. They like manipulating people's emotions. They thought it was funny to make people cry at the drop of a hat, and they thought it was equally funny to make people laugh at the drop of a hat. A master manipulator. They love pulling deep emotions out of people from one extreme to the next, because they like manipulating people's emotions. But something brought you to a level of emotional maturity, just like it brought somebody else to a level of emotional maturity. So, like I said, your whole reading is positive, but there's somebody in your circle right now who is trying to sacrifice somebody. They are literally obsessed with somebody, and you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention, because this energy is also a master manipulator energy. You need to pay attention. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.